And welcome to a very auspicious occasion as we are going to take a look for the first time at OOTP 22. The beta version was just released, I would say, within the last hour. It is 3:25 p.m. on the East Coast. We're going to do this in two parts. I'm going to show you the game itself. Right now, I am loading up a standard league. Uh, the startup league that you get. I'm just putting Major League Baseball in. I'm not putting in the Cuban leagues or the Japanese leagues or anything like that. So I'm just going to show you the ropes here, and we'll come back later and play an exhibition game. Although you'll just see it later in this video entry. So OOTP 22, which will be released to everybody on Friday, the 26th, is now the beta versions have been released. They said that there was a problem with Perfect Team, so we're not going to delve into that until later in the week. But I wanted to show you the ropes and how some players were rated. Somebody on Twitter was asking if I could show some San Diego Padres. And what I'm going to do at the end of this video is we're going to have an exhibition game between the Padres and a team I'm very familiar with. It was Austin on Twitter. Austin AMULHERN 2001. And he has on his profile CLU24, and he's followed by Jose Canseco. Well, if Jose Canseco is following him, that's good enough for me. So we're just waiting for the game to load up the standard version, and this is just like any other version of OOTP in recent years. You could go back and you can campaign with any team in baseball history. You can create your own leagues, like if you want a Major League Baseball circuit in Ireland, which is kind of my favorite thing to do because I am 75% Irish. My last name is actually Danish, but no, nobody's perfect. You could do that. You could. The OOTP developments calls it baseball's ultimate sandbox, and I think they are absolutely right. And you can simulate Major League Baseball. And I really think it helps the game too to have a product like OOTP. For heaven's sakes, they have done. It keeps interest in the game, just like Stratomatic has over the years, and APBA, and I just think this is the latest thing. I just think this is the next big thing in terms of simulating games. I started back in the 80s, I want to say 86, 87 on Sherco Grand Slam Baseball. But it's basically the same concept. You just different ways of getting to the same place. Uh, my league is still it's creating minor leagues. Of course, minor league baseball is going to change dramatically in 2021 as the pandemic is still around, and the Major League Baseball season will begin on a week from Friday. Tampa Bay plays Miami in the first weekend of the season, and Tampa Bay will have a very hard time repeating in terms of winning the American League. Do I sound excited? Because I am excited, and we're gonna show you a game later on. I think it will be the Padres traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Rays, two contending teams. Of course, a lot of people expecting big things out of San Diego this year. A lot of people expecting big things out of Toronto. But this is the joy of the start of a new season. Everybody starts 0-0. Taking a while. It's taking longer than I expected to create everything, but we're going to go through and we're going to check a few things out. Uh, and I just this is like a test league, so I'll be the GM of Tampa Bay, and we'll start the game. Displayed player salaries and contract values for MLBPA players in this game are not official. So if I'm stumbling over myself, uh, Stuart Sternberg says I should sign Rich Hill, which is exactly what the real life Tampa Bay Rays did. Reach the playoffs, upgrade at catcher, acquire a Cy Young Award winner, reach the World Series in the next 5 seasons. So let's just show you a few players on the Rays, and then I'll get over to Tampa Bay. Here's Tyler Glasnow. What did I do? No, I didn't mean to put him over there. I want to put him back here. I wanted to show Tyler Glass. 75 stuff, 45 movement, 45 control. So first thing I want to do, because I usually like to run the game on a 1 to 100 scale. And I have to remember where I found that in previous years. League and teams, you could see where everybody is, the rules, and the rules are very optional. Like, for instance, you have to face three. If you come in to relieve, you have to face three batters. They didn't put the modified extra innings into the game. We start a runner at second in the 10th inning, which is nice because I really didn't like those rules. If I can find and adjust global settings, I believe it is. Yes, it is. I like to view the players on 1 to 100. I know 20 to 80 in increments of 5 is what the scouts use. And now let me see Tyler Glass now again. And we're just going to look through some players here. Yeah, 91 stuff, and he's a hard thrower, so you would think that would be the case. He has a 94 fastball, 97 curve, 84 changeup. Now, it just scouting accuracy is average. Not much of a hitter, but he's an American League pitcher, so you wouldn't expect that. And he feels his position is position rating is a 64, which is, and you'll see here that they play in Tropicana Field, of course, and they hold 31,000 for baseball. Although, of course, they're not going to let a lot of fans in to start out the season. Edit Ballpark. Let's see if I can get a 3D model of Tropicana Field here. And you can. There it is. Beautiful Tropicana Field, and you could move it, which is kind of interesting. I can't move it too much, but can we zoom in? Yes. And if you have ever been to Tropicana Field, so you can't move it too much, otherwise the 3D objects get into the way. It's what Tropicana looks like. It's got the two decks in left field, and it has the big scoreboard in right, and the scoreboard in the middle, and the Tampa Bay logo on top with the Major League logo to its left. And let's take a look at some other ballparks while I am thinking of it. Let's look at Yankee Stadium. The Big Yank, and there this is, and you can move it around like so. Of course, they have the big scoreboard, not scoreboard, but video board in center, and you could see, let me move in a little bit. You could see the auxiliary scoreboard in left field. And I'll take a look at a few more parks here. Here's Fenway. By the way, they still call Coors Field Colorado Field because they don't want to be advertising beers and alcoholic beverages. So here's Fenway, the big wall in left field, the triangle in center, the very short wall in right. And if we're going to show Fenway, we should show Wrigley. There that is. And how about, they still call San Diego Stadium Petco Park. Here we go. That's what it looks like. There's that odd angle for a building in left field that it kind of incorporates into the park. And we'll take one more look at a park. We're going to look at Dodger Stadium. And here is Dodger Stadium at night, where they'll be playing tons of baseball starting in about a week and a half. So, let's look at some more players on the Rays here. I wanted to look at Chris Archer. Chris Archer, 56 stuff, 44, and he's a 3-star pitcher and 52 control. He's got a good fastball. We'll take a look at some other good players. Let me see here. We have and the minor leagues are all set up nicely and up to date with the 2021 configuration. How about Clayton Kershaw, who's the number 3 starter on Los Angeles' staff? Good curve, 87 curve, fastball of 70. He's got 67 stuff, and he's rated 4. 4 stars in the pitching rotation. 4 stars in terms of his where he stands with, I guess against other players. Let's look at some others. How about the New York Yankees and Garrett Cole? Garrett Cole is a 5-star player, 85 stuff, 51 movement, 69 control. And we'll take a look at some batters. Aaron Judge, 90 home run power, 88 I, 4 stars, not a contact hitter, not a gap power guy. We'll take a look at some other players here. Rafael Devers of the Red Sox, and you can see the face gen comes with the game. You don't have to go on OOTP and look at the face gen. It's all there. He's a 92 contact player with 97 potential, but he could hit for power. Not that great in terms of his batting eye and discipline, only a 46. And he avoids Ks. His rating there is 60. Okay, so how about San Diego? We'll look at them. I think Fernando Tatis Jr. will probably stick out to many players. 68 contact, 64 gap power, 68 home run power, 68 I. His shortstop rating 81. He's got 86 range, 83 error, 85 arm. Now, again, this is ratings in terms of 1 to 100. Not the default 20 to 80 that you get in this game. Okay, so we'll look at San Diego again. How about Will Myers, who used to play for the Rays? 44 contact, 70 gap, 70 home run power, 54 I. First base, 79. And right field, a 54. How about some pitchers for San Diego? Look at Yu Darvish, who is now 34 years of age. They call him Yusan. 78 stuff, 56 control, 70 fastball, 64 sinker, 65 cutter, 70 curveball. You look at his history, and you can see where he has appeared on the leaderboard. Won 16 games in 2012. He only allowed 33 home runs in 2019. Actually, his 33 home runs was tops that he gave up. He was leading in strikeouts in 2013, but he has had surgery since then, so I don't think you'll see him on there again. And his K9 was 1189. I'll show a couple more Padres for the Twitter follower who requested it. How about Manny Machado? 69 contact, 53 gap, 67 home run power, 62 I, 61 in terms of avoiding Ks. He could play third base and short. He's a 71 in position rating and third base. Good stealer of bases, but his speed and base running are kind of average. He could bunt. He's got a 70 bunting rating and a 72 bunt for hit rating. Call him Mr. Miami. I wonder why. Probably because he's from Miami. See who else we could look at. Tim Hill is their closer. 81 movement. Usually with a reliever, they have a very high stuff rating, but He's not a fastball pitcher. He's more of a conventional. 67 sinker, 68 slider, 59 change. Again, this is ratings in terms of 100. And his sacrifice bunt rating is probably most notable here, 56. He can hold runners. He's at 81 there, and his position rating is a 30. You can see there San Diego. But this game is very, very optional. You could add all the options you want. If you want in your league the 1949 New York Yankees, you could easily put them in. And something new they have added this year. I don't know if I can find it on this screen or I will have to go to another. Is the staff has changed. Personnel, now you have a first base coach and a third base coach. And in terms of the not the New York, but the San Diego Padres, Wayne Kirby is the first base coach, and Bobby Dickerson is the third base coach. They did not have that in previous seasons, and I've always kind of wondered why that was. And you could see that the manager is Jace Tingler, the bench coach is Skip Schumacher. Tingler is a very young man; he's only 40. And you could see the ratings here for Tingler, J.C. Tingler. And yeah, Tampa Bay travels to Miami to start the season. But what we will do in the second part of this is play an exhibition game between the San Diego Padres and the Tampa Bay Rays. Like I said, we're not going to mess with Perfect Team just yet because they are still, according to Marcus Heinzen, working on it. Here's San Diego. Of course, they're in the American League West. And if you want to look at their minor league system, here is the El Paso Chihuahuas. Here's Nick Tanalou. Of course, if they are minor league players, then they do not have the face gen. And he could be a player to watch. He is from Federal Way, Washington. And that's the beauty of OOTP is you can look at these minor league teams, like Durham Bulls. The Durham Bulls are in the AAA East Division, and if you want to take a look at Durham, you just click a button, and there they are. Josh Lau, Shane McClanahan is the best pitcher they have in AAA. With that fastball and curveball rating, I could see him moving up to Tampa Bay. A 82 fastball and a 90 curveball, and his stuff is 63, and he's 2.5 stars. So that's not too bad. Take a look at a few Mets. Here's Jacob deGrom, the Grominator, and look at his ratings. You can see why he's a 5-star pitcher. 80 stuff, 56 movement, 73 control, 87 fastball, 88 slider, 76 curveball, and a 67 changeup. And the game thinks that he has reached his potential in every area. And he's 32, and he was born in Leon Springs, Florida. And he's very popular. His Twitter handle is JDeGrom19 with a lowercase d and a lowercase e. The fun facts that you learn on one of my videos here. Or as Uncle Ron Juckett would say, you don't get that in a Fortnite stream. Okay, we'll look at Houston. Look at Zach Greinke here. He's 3.5 stars, but Houston, especially with the cheating scandal that they had, and look at one thing that pops out immediately looking at Greinke's profile: 37 years of age, salary of 21,666,667, or 21 3 6s, 2 6s, and a 7. Control, and he knows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitches, which is probably why Greinke at 37 years of age is staying on top. And let's see here. Lance McCullers. I know he likes his OOTP. Here's his ratings. He has 4 pitches, 63 stuff, 74 movement. He's 3.5 stars. And we'll take a look at a few of the hitters here. Jose Altuve, who they just call Tuve. 77 contact, 60 gap power, 57 home run power. Avoids K, 76. Good base running numbers. Good bunting numbers. 44 at second base, so you can't really play the field all that well. Infield range of 51, infield error of 52, infield arm of 43, and he's 48 at turning double plays. And if you want to look at how Altuve has done in real life, then this is available. You go to batting stats, and you could see he's had some pretty good seasons with Houston. 225 hits in 2014, 215, 216 in 2016, 204 in 2017. And in the WAR, I love the WAR numbers because the WAR numbers just takes all the stats and just grinds them down to one number. He was a 7.3 in WAR in 2017, and he is averaging 5.0 over 162 games. If you take all of his stats, you total them up, and you amalgamate them down to 162, he's a guy that hits 17 homers, 70 RBIs, and hits 311. So I only put in here the major leagues. And with that, folks, I am going to get out of here because I have a few more chores to run in this first part. And through the magic of video editing, you'll see me playing the Rays and the Padres here in just a moment. And here we are once again. We almost have this game all set up between San Diego and Tampa Bay. It'll be Tyler Glasnow going up against Yu Darvish, a couple of fireballers here. And we will go through the San Diego lineup here. And then when Tampa Bay comes to bat, we'll go through their lineup. Tommy Pham leading off, DH. Trent Grisham, center field. Fernando Tatis Jr. at shortstop. Manny Machado, third base. Will Myers, right field. Jurickson Profar will be in left field. Jurickson Profar. Eric Hosmer at first base. Victor Caratini is the catcher, and Ivan Castillo is at second. And I'll hit the start button, and we will see what happens. And there you are, folks. It's got the kind of the default view here. And I do not want the game to be... I want it to be one, we're going to look at, it's not going to be pitch by pitch, we're going to look at one pitch at a time. Here is the modern 3D view. Will it show it to me? I hope it will. Okay, folks. And there's a whole bunch of options here. That I am going to turn off. I'm going to let the computer run the team. And I should have done this beforehand, with my apologies. Okay, back to game action. Tommy Pham, the hitter. Tyler Glasnow, the pitcher. And here we go. A strikeout for Glasnow. Actually, the 3D looks way better than it did in OOTP 21. So that was a strikeout, 1 out. We're in one pitch mode where we're just going to show you the most relevant pitch. Trent Grisham, good power hitter, good eye. He is the second hitter. And we will continue. Count is no count. Grounded to the first baseman, who is Sasugo. He takes it to the bag, and there are now 2 outs. Fernando Tatis Jr. with 2 outs, nobody on. We'll try to salvage something here for San Diego. Glasnow strikes out Tatis, and down go the Padres in order. And we will head to the bottom of the first, no score. We'll go through the batting order for Tampa Bay. Margot in right field. Meadows, Austin Meadows at DH. Brandon Lau, second base. Randy Rozamino, left field. Sasugo, the Japanese import at first. Brusso playing third base. Kevin Kiermaier, the longtime Rays center fielder. He bats seventh. Willie Adames is at short. And Mike Zunino is your catcher. And you see the lineup in the outfield for San Diego. Profar, Grisham, and Myers. Machado, Tatis Jr., Castillo, and Hosmer from third to first. Darvish is pitching. Margot hitting. Victor Caratini is the catcher. And we will get started. And that's a strikeout. Going to change the view here. See if we can change some things here. Can we change the zoom just a little? Okay, let's get back to game action. A whole bunch of options that you could choose from. Austin Meadows, now at the plate. A full count. And he hits it into the right field for a base hit. And Meadows is on with a single. Runner at first for Brandon Lau, and Darvish will now have to work from the stretch. And this is a fly to center field, and Grisham made the catch. 2 outs now for the Rays. Randy Rozamino, big power hitter, was very important to the Rays in that World Series run that they made last year. 66 power, 71 speed, 76 stealing. So he can get you at the plate and he can get you on the bases. Smash to the shortstop. He'll throw to first for the out. So we have played an inning and we have no score between the Rays and the Padres. Forgot to set the defense for Tampa Bay in the first inning, so we'll do so now. Rozamino in left, Kiermaier in center with his 87 arm and his 73 position rating, although Rozamino has a better rating, and Margot is no slouch either at 88 position rating with an arm of 59. From third to first it is Brasso, Adames, Lau, and Sasugo. Tyler Glasnow is pitching and Mike Zunino is catching. Machado up to lead off in the top of the second. And this is a grounder to short. Over to first, 1 out. And there was 1 strike, count of 0-1 when contact was made. So far, a quiet game for Glasnow. He's faced 4 batters and has struck out 2. Here's Will Myers, the former Ray. See what he does here. Over to the left side of the infield and an out. Adames catching the grounder, throwing to first to Sasugo, and there are now 2 out. And we're moving right along here in this demonstrational game of OOTP 22. Glasnow now facing Jurickson Profar, 58 contact, 57 power. Again, these are all ratings to 100. I know that the default ratings for OOTP is like the Scouts ratings, 20 to 80, 20 being worst, and 80 being best. So Profar on an 0-1 pitch, flied out to left center, and it is caught by Rozamino. So San Diego again going down in order, 6 up and 6 down. We head to the bottom of the second, no score. Yoshi Sasugo now up, good power hitter, good eye. And he takes a look at Yu Darvish. I wonder if they played against each other in the Japanese leagues. And this is a pop fly. Actually, no, the catcher got it. I have a hard time discerning where the ball is at times. And it was tapped in front of the plate. Caratini to Hosmer, 1 out. And that was after a full count. Now up, Mike Brusso, third baseman. Count is 1-2 at this point, and that's a strikeout. Yu Darvish rings up Brusso. And now Kevin Kiermaier. Not that great as terms of a batter, but he has good speed. Last year in 138 at-bats, he only hit .217. So we'll pitch to him. And this is a grounder to the shortstop. And easily retired is Kiermaier, and we will play the third inning now. No score. Tampa Bay with the only hit so far, as you can see. If you have a monitor that is higher than 1920 pixels, you will get the inning by inning and the line score, if that's important to you. So Eric Hosmer up. He's the number 7 hitter for the Padres. Here's the pitch to him, and he gets on base. So Glasnow, who usually has problems with his control, surrenders a walk, and it's a leadoff walk to Eric Hosmer. Victor Caratini, the catcher, now up. And that is hit to right, a base hit. Caratini will get to second, but Hosmer does not go all the way around. He stops at third. A stand-up double for Caratini. So, as Glasnow does in real life, he gets himself into a little bit of trouble. Ivan Castillo now up, and let's see if the Padres can score some runs here. 2 on, nobody out. And that is to the left fielder, Rozamino. He throws home. It's safe. And San Diego on the board with a 1-0 lead. Hosmer scoring on the sac fly. We go to the top of the order, and Tommy Pham, another player who used to play for the Rays. I should just hit the space bar instead of moving my mouse. That's a grounder to the pitcher. He'll throw to first. He's safe. An infield single for Tommy Pham. Glasnow was a little slow getting to it, and that was all the time that the Pham needed for the infield single. So now runners at first and third, 1 out for Trent Grisham. .243 in his career. Here's the pitch to him. Sharply hit to the shortstop. Over to second for 1. Over to first for the double play. So Tampa Bay escapes with only surrendering a run. We go to the bottom of the third, and it is 1-0 San Diego. I have been doing this channel now for nearly a year. This is the first baseball game I've gotten to call. I'm enjoying it. Yu Darvish now looking at Willie Adames, and then Zunino after him, and then Tampa Bay goes back to the top of the order for Manuel Margot. The pitch to Adames, it's a 1-2 pitch. Grounder to the shortstop, Tati getting a lot of work at short. Throws it to Hosmer, and we have 1 down. Mike Zunino, power hitter, facing Darvish. And that's a strikeout, so Darvish didn't need his infielder's help on that one. He now has 3 strikeouts in the game. He has 46 pitches heading into this at-bat with Manuel Margot. And Margot takes a look at ball 4 on a 3-1 count. And that is the first walk surrendered by Darvish. That brings up Austin Meadows, good contact and power hitter. And no, that is a caught stealing. Good throw by the catcher, and Tampa Bay out in the third inning. So Meadows will come up again in the fourth. Padres leading 1-0 as we head to the fourth inning. 1-2-0 for San Diego, 0-1-0 for Tampa Bay. Here's Tyler Glasnow facing Tati Jr., and that is ball 4. So again, another leadoff walk, and that's the trouble Tampa Bay got into in the third inning. Seems that leadoff walks will always kill you. Manny Machado up with a runner at first and nobody out. Glasnow is now up to 51 pitches. That's his second walk. He also has 2 strikeouts. And a strikeout to Machado, giving Glasnow his third. And we now have 1 out. So Tampa Bay will probably set up for the double play here. I am not coaching Tampa Bay. I am just the announcer, the observer. Will Myers steps in. And this is a steal attempt, and Tatis Jr. is safe. He got in under the tag. So move the runner to second base, still one out, and now Tampa Bay cannot get out of the inning with a double play. Will Myers still at the plate with a 1-2 pitch. It sounded good. Let's see how good it is. Deep to left center, and it is gone. A home run for Will Myers. And it extends the San Diego lead to 3-0. They're measuring the home run ball was 431 feet. Just smoked at the deep center. Probably heading its way to the concession stands as it found that little perch in left center field where you could, when you first go into Tropicana Field, you could look and see the outfield. So San Diego now up 3-0 as Glasnow surrenders a homer to Will Myers. That brings up Jerickson Profar, 238 hitter lifetime, 1-2 pitch. And this is popped up the right field, it looks like, and caught by Margot, 2 out. Glasnow looking at Eric Hosmer, left-handed hitter, hoping to get out of here with no more damage, but that's going to be a base hit to center. Kiermaier scoops it up, and Hosmer is held to a single. So the bat's coming alive for San Diego the second time through the lineup. They lead 3-0 with 2 outs in the top of the fourth and a runner on in Hosmer. Victor Cantini, who doubled in his last at-bat, now up. And on a 1-2 pitch, not Hosmer, but the catcher, Cantini, strikes out. So it's 3-0 San Diego as we head now to the bottom of the fourth. Darvish now looking at Austin Meadows. He's got 3 strikeouts in 3 innings, has surrendered 1 walk. He's at 52 pitches. And this is hit to left and caught for the out. Profar with the putout. And that brings up Brandon Lau, a 262 hitter lifetime, 37 homers in his career, 113 ribbies. Good power hitter. Can steal bases, but has problems with his speed on the base pass. And that's a base hit to right. So Lau aboard with 1 on and 1 out. That was a 1-1 pitch he hit for a base hit. Randy Arozarena now up. He's a 281 lifetime hitter from Cuba. And it hit him. The ball hit Arozarena, and he is now on base. That moves Lau to second, and that brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Yoshi Tsutsugo. See what Yu Darvish can get here. That is smoked. Into center field, a base hit. Will they send the runner? They will not. The bases will be loaded. So everybody advances at base, and the bases are full of Rays. Lau at third, Arozarena at second, Tsutsugo at first for Mike Brasso. I always have trouble with his name. And this is going to go all the way to the wall. This is going to be extra bases. Might clean off all the bases. The center fielder did not try to retrieve it. It's a 3-run double for Brasso, and we are tied. Is the center fielder okay, as he did not make a move? And we will check. Grisham is still in the game. I don't know why. He looked like he was just standing there waiting for the left fielder to get it. I don't know what the problem was there. In fact, let me see here. Can we replay this? See if I can. This is what happened in the last play. Goes all the way to the wall, and the center fielder just sits there. Left fielder must have called him off, and everybody came around except Russo, who stood at second with a double, and that tied the game 3-3. So back to live action, 1 out, bottom of the fourth for Kevin Kiermaier. Tatis looks like they're shading over to the right side of the infield. Rosso is at second. And this is a smash to the second baseman, throws over to first for the out, but Brasso, it moves to third base. I'll get it right. It's a long season. Willie Adames, the last hope for the Rays, in the fourth. And he walks. So runners at the corners and 2 out for Mike Zunino. Yu Darvish now up to 77 pitches. So the bullpen probably contemplating getting up and going here. It's a hard shift to the left or the infield. Playing that left field line. Here's the pitch, and that's a strikeout on a 2-2 pitch. And Darvish gets out of the inning all by himself. So Tampa Bay picks up 3 in the bottom of the fourth, and we are dead even at 3-3. To the fifth we go, and Ivan Castillo now facing Glasnow, who stays in the game at 71 pitches. Here's the pitch. And this is popped up into the infield, maybe to Kiermaier. Yes, Kiermaier collects it, and we have 1 out in the top of the fifth. As I open up a Coke, wondering why I didn't do it earlier, it is now Tommy Pham. We go back to the top of the order. Third time through. Pham looking at Glasnow the third time. Here's the pitch. And that was a 1-2 pitch, so Pham is excused. Strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts for him today. Glasnow now looking at Trent Grisham. Here's the deal. On a full count, and that was grounded to the second baseman, who throws the first in time. And San Diego comes up scoreless in the fifth. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It is 3-3. In fact, the line score is dead even, 3-4-0s across. Manuel Margot leading off to start the fifth inning, facing Yu Darvish a third time. And this is a pop to the second baseman. Catches it in the air for the automatic out. 1 gone. Austin Meadows, 276 career hitter with Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. He strikes out. And there are 2 gone. That was an 0-2 pitch. And that is now strikeout number 5 for Darvish. And now you got Brandon Lau up, hitting third. With no count, it's a grounder to the shortstop, and it's Tatis who flubs it. And that allows Lau time enough to get the first base. They threw it over, and it was safe. So that'll be an error to Tatis. And it's the first error of the game for either team. Randy Rozamino now up. 2 outs. And this is hit well to left. Did he hit it enough? No, he did not. It was caught by the left fielder, Profar. And we go to the sixth now with a dead even score. The Rays 3 and the Padres 3. Glasnow still in for Tampa Bay. He's at 85 pitches. And he faces Fernando Tatis Jr. again, who made the error in the last half inning. This is a grounder to the shortstop. Adames throws over, and that's an out. With 1 out now, top of the sixth, it's Manny Machado. Here's the pitch. And that is smoked to left field, a base hit. Thought Adames might have gotten to it. He did not. And Machado on board with a base hit, a single to the left. Will Myers, who hit the homer in his last at-bat, he strikes out, and there are now 2 gone. That was a 1-2 pitch. Glasnow now, we have 6 strikeouts in the game. Hard-throwing righty. He now faces Jerickson Profar, the left fielder. 1-2. And this is caught by the catcher on a grounder. Throw to first in time. And San Diego out of the 6th inning. We've played 5.5, and it's still a 3-3 tie. We have a new pitcher coming in for San Diego. It is Pierce Johnson. He's a righty. Good stuff, 68 overall, movement of 58, and control is a 38. Fastball pitcher, or fly ball pitcher, I should say. I'm not reading that wrong. And he gets the honor of facing Yoshi Susugo. And he must stay in for 3 batters with the new rules that were instituted in 2020. And it's Susugo, a base hit to right field, right in front of Will Myers. So Susugo on board to start the Tampa Bay 6th. Mike Rosso. I'm always going to get that name wrong. He's your new hitter. Nobody on, but one on, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. And Pierce Johnson now facing the second of his 3 required batters. And this is well hit to left. And it is caught by Profar in left field. I thought for a minute it might have gone. It did not, and there is now 1 out. The pitch was with a 1-0 count. And now Johnson facing the third of his 3 required batters. He gets Kevin Kiermaier to lefty with 1 out and a 1-2 pitch. And that is through the hole in right field for a base hit. Going to third is Susugo. So now runners at the corners for Tampa Bay with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Willie Adames, the shortstop. Your new hitter, Pierce Johnson, at 11 pitches. And here we go. That's a strikeout. So runners will remain at the corners for the number 9 hitter, Mike Zunino. And that's the first strikeout for Johnson. See what Zunino can do. And that's also a strikeout. So San Diego gets out of a jam in the 6th. And we are tied 3-3 heading to the 7th. Eric Hosmer. And we have a brand new pitcher for Tampa Bay in Pete Fairbanks. Neutral type relief pitcher. Righty. Good stuff, 88. Movement 51, control 36. Again, this is all on a scale of 100, because that's how I set up my games. So let's see what Fairbanks can do against Hosmer. Now both starters have been chased from the game. And it's a strike 3 on an 0-2 count. So Fairbanks starts with a K. And there's 1 out in the top of the 7th. Victor Caratini, the new hitter for San Diego. Count is 1-2. And that is a strikeout, but he's going to have to throw over the first on the passed ball, and they get him. 2 gone now in Tampa's for Tampa Bay in the start of the 7th. Ivan Castillo at second base. He is the next hitter. And this is popped up, and the second baseman catches it for the 3rd out. 7th inning stretch time. (3-3) as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Manuel Margot back up. I thought for a minute I'd take me out to the ball game so I could take a little pause, but that's fine. Pierce Johnson still in. He's working his 2nd inning. And this is hit to right field. Myers underneath it for the out. 1 out now, and we have a new pitcher, Tim Hill, a lefty. Ground ball pitcher. Good movement on his pitches. We'll see what he can do here against another left-hander hitting in Austin Meadows. Remember, they must face 3 hitters. That's a strikeout against Austin Meadows. Brandon Lau, the new hitter for Tampa Bay. He's also a lefty. So this is another lefty-lefty match. Count is 1-1 at this point. Here's the pitch. Grounded. Shortstop, Tatis Jr. And no, he did not get the throw over in time, and Lau with another infield hit. And that was all Lau. There was no error by Tatis. So Randy Rozamino comes in Mr. Clutch for Tampa Bay in the playoffs last year. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, a full count pitch. Runner will be going. And he strikes out. So we go to the 8th, a 3-3 tie, and no modified rules in extra innings, so we will stay with this game as long as it takes. Might get some free baseball the way this is looking. Pete Fairbanks coming back for his second inning. He's facing Tommy Pham. 4th time through the lineup for San Diego. And this is hit to the center part of the field. Kiermaier underneath it, and there is one gone. That was an 0-1 pitch. Fairbanks looking at Trent Grisham now, the lefty, so it should be advantage hitter. This is hit to left, to Rozamino underneath it, put out, 2 gone. That was a 2-2 pitch actually. Fastball 95 mile an hour. And here's Tatis Jr., and he's always dangerous. See if the Rays can get out of the 8th, and they do on the strikeout. So a 1-2-3 inning and nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, a 3-3 tie. Yoshi Sasugo now faces Tim Hill, who has 13 pitches to his credit so far in this game. See what happens here in the bottom of the 8th. And that is a strikeout. So the strikeouts piling up here in this game. Will Myers hit the 3-run homer. 2-run homer, actually, for San Diego in the 4th. That's been the only dinger of the game. Mike Brousseau now facing Drew Pomerantz. New pitcher, left fielder, left-handed pitcher. What am I saying? Good stuff. Neutral in terms of whether or not he's a fly ball or ground ball pitcher. And with 1 gone, it's Mike Brousseau facing Pomerantz. Slow grounder to 3rd, but still enough time to retire Brousseau, who doesn't really run all that fast. And now Kevin Kiermaier will try to keep the bottom of the 8th going for Tampa Bay. 2-2 pitch coming up. And this is a base hit to center. Just a little lazy grounder. Just hung in the air long enough to get past the infielders, and Kiermaier on board with a base hit. And he's a good base runner, too. Bringing up Willy Adames to face Pomerantz. And this is well hit to right field. Base hit. Kiermaier will not try his luck. Going to 3rd. And now you have Mike Zunino up with 2 on and 2 out. 1-2 pitch. He strikes out. So we'll go to the 9th, a 3-3 tie. Nick Anderson, the new pitcher for Tampa Bay, he's looking at Manny Machado to start the 9th. And ball 4. 3-1 pitch was a ball, it's a walk, and Machado on board. And again, Tampa Bay gives up that leadoff walk. Nick Anderson now facing Will Myers, who hit the homer earlier. See what he does. He strikes out. On an 0-2 pitch, turned into 0-3. 1 gone. So now a double play gets Tampa Bay out of the jam in the 9th. Here is Jerickson Profar. And he strikes out. So Anderson doing it all by himself. 2 gone. That was on a 1-2 pitch. And Anderson now facing Eric Hosmer. 2-2 pitch. And this is hit to right. Hanging in the air. Caught by the right fielder, Margot. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Tampa Bay only needing 1 run to win. We are tied 3-3. 3-5-1 for San Diego. 3-9-0 for Tampa Bay. Margot, the leadoff hitter in the 9th inning and overall. Pomerantz, the lefty. And this is hit high into the air. caught by the center fielder Grisham, and there is one out. And we will play extra innings if we need to, even though this is an exhibition game. We're just going to play the game out fully for you. Austin Meadows now up to face Pomerantz, who's now closing in on 20 pitches. Did he go? He did not, and it's a walk. That was a 3-2 pitch. So good nerve there by Austin Meadows to get on board. Now 1 on, 1 out for Brandon Lau. They're going to keep Pomerantz in the game, even though his pitch count now up to 24. And this is hit high into the air. Center fielder Grisham has it, and there are now 2 out. That was a 1-2 pitch. We have a new pitcher into the game, Austin Adams for San Diego, to face Randy Rozamino. Can Rozamino send the faithful here in St. Petersburg happy, home happy? Grounder to the second. We're going to go extra innings. We're going to be free baseball in this exhibition of OOTP 22. And we'll go to the 10th, a 3-3 tie. Remember, these are not modified extra innings rules anymore. It's the old school rules that baseball has used up until the 2020 season, and they are not going to use the modified rules in 2021. Victor Caratini now up to face and Nick Anderson, who stays in the game, even though he is at 18 pitches. The pitch. This is hit to right. It stayed up long enough for Margot to get underneath it. A sliding catch on a 1-1 count. And there is one gone in the top of the 10th. Nick Anderson now facing Ivan Castillo, the second baseman. Nobody on, 1 out. This is hit to center field, and did Kiermaier make the grab? He did! Nicely done by Kiermaier. Wow. Dove for it and came up with it, and there are now 2 gone in the San Diego 10th. Anderson facing now Tommy Pham. Anderson staying in the game, even though his pitch count's going up. Hopefully this isn't one hitter too many. And a strikeout. So Pham goes down again. And San Diego going down in order in the top of the 10th. Again, 1 run is all Tampa Bay needs. 3-3. Adrian Morahone, hard throwing, left-handed pitcher, neutral. Can hold runners on pretty good. He will face Yoshi Suzuko here in the bottom of the 10th. And we may be here a while the way this game has been played. Good starts by Yu Darvish and Tyler Glasnow. That's a strikeout. 1 gone in the bottom of the 10th. Nobody on. That brings up Mike Brasso, who is 1 for 4 today. The 0-2 pitch for Morahone. And it hit him. Brasso will go to first base. And will Tampa Bay bring in a pinch runner? They will not. Kevin Kiermaier comes into the game to hit. See what he can do. He strikes out. So both these bullpens bring the firepower. 1 on, 2 out, bottom of the 10th. Willie Adames now up. He's a righty, facing Morahone, the lefty. A throw to first, and it's a pickoff. Great idea by the Padres to go for the pickoff. They get Brasso napping, and we will go to the 11th inning, a 3-3 tie. Grisham, the first up in the top of the 11th, and it's Diego Castillo now pitching for Tampa Bay. Hard throwing, right-handed pitcher, neutral. Gives up ground balls and fly balls about the same. See what Grisham can do here to lead off in the San Diego 11th inning, and that's a walk. So Diego continuing the tradition of giving up leadoff walks that San Diego has had all game long, it seems. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's 0 for 3. See what the Diego could do with him. Stolen base attempt. He's out of there. So Grisham retired on the base paths. One gone. And now Diego can focus all of his energy on Tati. Here's the pitch. Popped up in the infield, or to the outfield. Actually, it drifted to the outfield. And Kiermaier with the putout, and there is now 2 gone in the top of the 11th. That brings up Manny Machado, 1 for 3 today. Oh, that sounded good, but it was hit right to the third baseman. Over the first for the putout, and San Diego going down almost quietly in the top of the 11th. We go to the bottom of the 11th, a 3-3 tie. Willie Adames facing Adrian Morjon, righty against lefty here to start the bottom of the 11th. Adames was the last hitter in the 10th, but Rosso got picked off, so he comes back with a brand new at bat. Grounded to first. Pitcher comes over to cover. And Hosmer and the pitcher combine for the first out in the bottom of the 11th. It's Mike Zunino facing a 2-2 count here. That's a strikeout. Fastball, 95 miles per hour. We'll go back to the top of the order and Manuel Margot, who is 0 for 4 today. 2 out, bottom of the 11th. And this is hit to center. For the putout is Grisham. And we have played 11 innings, and we are still tied at 3-3, going to the 12th now. Castillo stays in for the 12th inning. He's facing Will Myers Jr., who was 1 for 4, and hit the 2-run homer in the 4th, the only homer we have had in this game. And a strikeout. A 3-2 pitch, fastball 94 miles per hour, and Myers is retired, 1 out. Jurickson Profar, he is 0 for 4 today. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. He strikes out. Diego Castillo is racking up the Ks. That's 2 for him. To Hosmer now, who is 1 for 3. He's a lefty. Lefty against righty. And he strikes out. So Castillo strikes out the side. To the bottom of the 12th we go. It's 3-3. Melancon is the new pitcher for San Diego. Right-handed pitcher. Good movement and control, and he's an extreme ground ball pitcher. He's looking at Austin Meadows here to start the bottom of the 12th. If we go long enough, we'll probably see some reserve infielders. This is smoke to the second baseman, who throws the first for the putout. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 12th. Brandon Lau, the new hitter, 2 for 5 on the day. He's looking at Melancon. And it hits him. So Lau gets on base via the HBP. 1 on and 1 out. Rozamino, 0 for 4, wearing the dog collar. Facing Melancon, righty against righty. But Rozamino has good power. Speaking of which, that is hit to the left fielder, a line drive. Profar gets underneath it just in time. And there's 2 outs. 2 outs and a runner still at first for Yoshi Sasugo. He's also 2 for 5 on the day. Trying to extend Tampa Bay's 12th. And this is a slow grounder, and Tati gets it and steps on second for the out. That looked close. But they do get the out. We'll go to the lucky 13th for somebody, we hope. It's 3-3. And the line score has pretty much stayed the same. 3-5-1 for San Diego, 3-9-0 for Tampa Bay. Victor Caratini will lead off the 13th for San Diego. Castillo's still in the game despite at 21 pitches. We probably will see a bullpen move here soon. Grounder to the second baseman, a slow grounder over the first for the out. Caratini retired. Bringing up Ivan Castillo. He has an RBI in today's game, but he's 0 for 3. 25 pitches is where Castillo is. And this is hit to left. A Rozamino there, and there are 2 outs. So Tommy Pham, as we go to the top of the order, he's 1 for 5. Castillo's still in. He's looking to close out his 3rd inning of relief. This is a slow grounder to the third baseman. Broso, he's got no play. And Pham on board with an infield single. The grounder was just too slow. That brings in Cody Reed, the left-handed pitcher. Good movement of his pitches. He's a ground ball pitcher. And he's a lefty against Grisham, who is also a lefty. Grisham. And with 1 out and 1 on in the 13th, Kiermaier catches that pop fly. And San Diego again goes scoreless in extra innings. We go to the bottom of the 13th, a 3-3 tie. So it's Mark Melancon back on for his 2nd inning of relief against Mike Brasso. A pitching matchup and hitting matchup of 2 players whose names I have been butchering all game. And here's Brasso looking at the pitch. Smoked to third base, over to first. Just getting Brasso on a 1-2 pitch, and there is 1 gone. Kiermaier now up. He's 2 for 5 on the day. Looking at Melancon, the right-handed pitcher. And it's Kiermaier, a base hit to right. He'll go for 2. And he gets there, stand-up double. So Kiermaier. Could the end be near for this game? We have Mark Melancon into pitch, and we have a brand new pinch hitter in Ji-Man Choi, who also likes to play a little first base. Good eye. Hits .245. He has 39 career home runs. And can the G-Man put this game away? They will intentionally walk Choi, and that puts runners at first and second with 1 out. Mike Zunino now the last chance. Or, I shouldn't say the last chance, but he's got a shot at winning the game here. Melancon still the pitcher. It's hit to the pitcher over the second for 1, and that's all they get. Actually, it was the shortstop Tati who made the putout. So now runners at the corners with 2 outs. Emilio Pagan now enters the game as the pitcher. He's a righty, and he will face Manuel Margot. Margot now 0 for 5. Base hit will win it. 1-0 pitch. Pagan to Margot. Over to first base, we'll go to the 14th. Osmer with an unassisted play. And Tampa Bay had the best chance of getting a run we have seen in extra innings so far. But nothing happens. We go to the 14th. A 3-3 tie. Cody Reed facing Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Here's the pitch. And this is popped up the right field. Margot underneath it. He makes the putout. 1 gone. Usually a spring training game would be a tie by this point, but we're just going to play this out. Show you OOTP 22 in its glory. Cody Reed now facing Manny Machado. 1 out. Top of the 14th, a 3-3 tie. And this is hit the left, and Rozamino is there. Another thing I will note about the 3D modeling, better camera angles and better control. Get to see what's going on a lot better than some previous models of OOTP. So now there are 2 outs, and it's going to be Will Myers who hit the home run in the 4th The only home run we've had in this game, he faces Cody Reed. Reed is now at 6 pitches, so he could probably go another inning if he needs to. Here's the pitch. Myers over the second baseman, over the first for the out. And again, San Diego fails to score in the 14th. We'll go to the bottom of the 14th, a 3-3 tie. Emilio Pagan staying in, and he's looking at Austin Meadows here. And this is a base hit to center. So 1 on, nobody out for Brandon Lau, who has some power in his bat. He's 2 for 5 today. Got hit in his last at bat. That's a passed ball or a wild pitch. You're going to say it's a wild pitch, and Austin Meadows moves to second. So Tampa Bay, who had a real good scoring chance in the 13th, trying to put this away in the 14th. A 3-3 tie. And this is hit to right. Myers should get it. He does. The runner will stay in place. And there is 1 gone. Runner at second for Randy Rozamino. Austin Meadows at second. We still have Emilio Pagan pitching. That's well hit to left. It's gone! Randy Rozamino wins the game for Tampa Bay. 5-3 on a home run to left field. It just goes inside the foul pole. And Tampa Bay prevails in 14, 5-3. And here is the line score and box score of the game. A back and forth affair, and finally the Rays win it in 14. Player of the game was Tyler Glasnow. The game in simulated time went 5 hours and 2 minutes before Rozamino walks it off in the 14th. So I hope you enjoyed this little look at the game of OOTP 22. This has been Big Paulie coming to you, wishing you well, Godspeed, and God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.